about you, but I'm feeling 22. Plus 2. Today, the 26th of November, is a very special day to me. It is the day of my birth. It is my birthday. Why did I say it like that? Today is my 24th birthday. What? How am I 24? Like, seriously. My 21st doesn't feel that long ago. My 18th. My 16th. Like, what have I been doing all of this time? I mean, this year especially. My 23rd year of life has just absolutely flown by because of Miss Corona. So today I thought I would sit down, do a little video of 24 random facts about me. 24 facts for my 24th birthday. Get to know me a little bit, you know? I feel like, I mean, I probably have exposed myself on many occasions, but I thought this is a more in-depth look into my life. Let's get into this. I'm literally just gonna do these off the top of my head. This video is gonna be a mess! That should be the first fact. I'm a mess. I'm just a mess. I don't want to make some of these too obvious. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yes, in fact number 1, I really like to read. Like, no shit, Sherlock. You are literally, you have a booktube channel. You have a bookstagram. You have a book Twitter. I think the people know you like to read. Fact number 1. In case it wasn't already obvious by my accent, I am Scottish. I live in the southwest of Scotland, so it's probably why I don't really have like a typical Scottish accent. I'm often told that I've got like a posh Scottish voice, which I think is a compliment, I hope. I mean, maybe we all talk like this where I come from, my area. We're just... Oh, that's gonna... Oh! I never noticed that little slit there before. Probably women who have better boobs than me. I think we all, I mean, I like to think that we all sound the same. I know different areas have different accents, but I'm pretty sure everybody that lives here sounds like me, I hope. I think. It's not just me. Television didn't raise me to speak this way, did it? Probably don't sound like a stereotypical Scottish person. I'm not like Groundskeeper Willie or Shrek. I don't know. I don't know if I immediately come across as Scottish or what. I get told I'm like a little mix of everything, despite the fact that I'm born and bred and I've lived in Scotland my entire life. I've lived in my same small town my whole life. That could be fact number 2. Fact number 2! Look at that segue! Fact number 2, I have lived in the same small town my whole entire life. And fun fact, it is also Scotland's book town. And it has a very fun name, if you want to Google it. I live in Scotland's book town. It's a very small town. I don't know how they got that title. They probably were just looking for something to call themselves when they were trying to do up the place, make it look nice, and they must have applied. And yeah, there's like bookshops everywhere, there's book cafes everywhere. It's a book lover's dream, really. Fact number 3, I am a Sagittarius, which is obvious because my birthday is today, and Sagittarius season started on the 23rd, I think, of November. Is it the 23rd till some point in December? I'm a Sagittarius. I love my star sign. I am the Archer. I don't actually know much more fun facts about it. It's a fire sign. I think we're loyal. I don't know. I'm just making things up now. I don't know much about Sagittarius, but yeah. Fact number 3, I'm a Sagittarius. Where my Sagittarius god at? Woo! Fact number 4, I have one pet, and it is a dog called Oscar, who I love with my whole entire heart, my whole being. I could not live without him. He is my best friend. He's my soulmate. I just love him. I would die for that dog. I would die for him. And he is 13, almost 14, and he's a Springer Spaniel. Fact number... Fuck, I've already lost 5. Fact number 5. I am a aspiring writer, although I suppose technically I am a writer because I do write. I'm an aspiring author, is what I should say. I've always loved writing. Writing is one of my biggest passions. Even as a child, I would make up like silly stories and that, and I absolutely love it. I love planning out stories. I love just creating my own fictional worlds and getting lost in them and creating characters and adventures for them. And hopefully one day I will actually sit down, write everything from finish, middle, end, and actually do something about it and actually publish it. But at the moment I'm definitely a mid-writer as well, so I don't write all the time, and I was gonna take part in that little, what's it called, NaNoWriMo something. The thing that's happening this month. The thing that's happening this month that I was going to take part in, but I didn't. Where you're supposed to write. I think you write every day. I was going to take part and I didn't. Because I just knew that I wouldn't sit down every single day and write. So I should not have done this off the top of my head. I'm already forgetting what place I'm at and what to talk about. Number 6. My hair is a mess. Number 6. My school used to have houses. Very much like a magical school we all know and sort of love, but we have a bad relationship with at the moment. And my house, well actually I technically have 2 houses because there was one at primary school when you're like a child, infant years, primary 1 to 7. And then as you got older and went to high school, I had my second house. So my first house when I was a child was Tarf, which is named after one of the local rivers. At primary school our houses were named after the rivers, the local rivers. There was 3 houses. There was Cree, Bladnoch and Tarf. I was Tarf and we always came last every year at sports day because we were clearly shite. But then in my final year, the comeback story, this could have been a movie. In the final year of primary school, for me anyway, my last year, I was voted the girls team captain of the sports team. And I was in charge of making up the team for like netball and the relay, you know, like relay when you're like running with the baton and you swap. I was in charge of that. What a nightmare. We did quite well with netball. I still love playing netball. I'm getting off into a tangent. And that year I remember for once we didn't actually come last at sports day. We didn't come first though, we only came second, but to me it was a victory because we'd always been last. And in my final year I got us into second place. Woo! I wonder if they still use the same houses, if it's the same system. I was Tarf at primary school and in high school I was Kirkcudbright. No, I wasn't. And in high school, I was... shit. Coroctory. I was Coroctory. Our houses were named after local forests and hills. I can't remember. I think it was 5. But I was Coroctory. It was a tree. And I'm pretty sure our colour was yellow. Tarf's colour was red. Number 7. I'm going to run out of hands very soon. Number 7. My favourite colour is purple. All shades of purple. Light, dark, you name it. I love it. I love purple. It's been purple for as long as I can remember. I once had a purple room, but it's now white because I'm a basic bitch. Number 8. My lucky number and favourite number is actually the number 8. I don't know why. It's just always been the number 8 for as long as I can remember. And I just love it. I love the number 8. Number 9. My favourite animal, it used to be a tiger. I was a big tiger lover as a child, but I think I just love any big cat, like lions, tigers, cheetahs, jaguars, panthers, leopards. They're like all my favorites. I don't know if I could choose. Maybe I would still go for tigers. Love tigers. Number 10. I am incredibly shy. I am so shy. I was worse when I was a child. In primary school I didn't speak for like the first year or so. I didn't speak. I was just so shy. And in high school I was really shy, and it wasn't until I got my first job where I was working as a waitress and obviously I had to speak to people, and it really brought me out of my shell. It really did. Encouraged me. I had to talk to people to get orders and stuff, and obviously I would speak to regulars and everything, so I definitely got more comfortable speaking to people. But I definitely still find that my shyness and maybe a little bit of anxiety comes back when it comes to certain situations. Like, I'm no good with confrontation. I always think like I'm gonna be some like mouthy bitch. Whenever I'm reading books and a character is being maybe shouted at or having someone give them abuse, or even in a movie, and I think, stand up for yourself, girl, stand up to them, give them hell. But like in real life I would be that same person that's just like, please stop yelling at me. I'm no good with confrontation. I'd be no good in a fight. If I have to make an appointment, I mean, I'm a lot better on the phone. I'm quite good at like making phone calls, like especially when I worked at my last job and I was a waitress, and we would get a lot of takeaway phone calls, especially at night. We were like an Italian bistro, and we would do a lot of like pizzas and stuff to take away. And I was so good answering the phone then, like, hello Aroma, what can I get for you? Yeah, no problem. Would you like 9-inch or 12-inch? You know? Like, I was fine with that and stuff like that. But yet, if I'm phoning up myself to make an appointment for something, I am terrible. I'm so shy and I'm so awkward, and I'm just like, Mum, you do it. I mean, I took my mum with me to the doctors till I was about 16. It's only now that I've started going by myself. Number 11. I love mystery novels. Mysteries and thrillers and psychological thrillers are my favorite genre to read. I just love trying to be like Sherlock Holmes and trying to like solve the mystery. Sometimes you can't always solve it, you know, maybe if you're not given all the pieces of the puzzle, but there are times where I think when you're given tidbits of information and you're able to put it together in your head, I love it. I love trying to solve mysteries. I love mystery programs as well. I love any mystery novel, movie, TV show. They're probably my favorites. I love them. Number 12. I have never left the UK. I've lived such a sheltered life. I've been to Ireland. I've been to like Belfast. That's as far as I've gone that way. I've not even really been much further up from like Dundee in Scotland. I've been to like Glasgow, Dundee, Edinburgh. I've been to London. I went to London once, and I've been to like Scarborough, Blackpool, those kind of places. But apart from that, I've never left the UK. I've also never been to Wales. I've been to Northern Ireland, but I've never been to Ireland. I would love to travel, but you know, this corona is stopping me. Number 13. I only just got my license this year. I started doing lessons last June. I passed my theory in October, and I had my test on January the 29th of this year, and I passed first time, which was so exciting. And I just got my first car in August, and I'm really enjoying it, and honestly I can't imagine not being able to drive now. Once you know how to do something and you're like, can't believe I used to not do this. Can't believe I used to get the bus. Ugh, ew. Number 14. I am a, this is so embarrassing. I am a high school dropout. I dropped out when I was 16. I'd been, it's actually a sad story. I could totally make a whole story time out of this, but I'll sum it up quickly. I was ill for a few weeks. I fell so behind with like schoolwork and everything. Looking back, I definitely realised that after like that first 2 weeks of like a genuine illness, you thought of going back to school and trying to catch up, and I don't know if I was just stressed, and because I was so stressed I was like in pain, so I thought I was still ill, so I missed more school because of it. And then like it went on for a while, and I finally got to the point where I realised I was just anxious about going back, and I was stressed. I wouldn't quite say I was suffering from depression. I was never ever diagnosed with anything like that, but I definitely was just sad and stressed, suffering from anxiety. So in the end, I finally decided on my 16th, a couple months after my 16th birthday, I decided to leave because it just wasn't good for me anymore, wasn't good for my mental health. And honestly, I've never really looked back. I never bothered going to college. I didn't go to university. I basically went straight into work after leaving school, and I've been like working ever since. Different jobs, like not the same job, but like I've been in and out of like different jobs ever since. So I feel like, yeah, I don't really regret it. I mean, sometimes I do think like how different my life could have been maybe if I'd stayed on school and went to uni, but to be honest, what would I have done? I don't really know what I would have done. I think my passion in life was always like English, so maybe I would have gone on to sort of like English in some form. But yeah, I'm a high school dropout and never went to college, never went to uni. And look at me now. Fact number 15, I still live at home, which, I mean, it doesn't bother me so much. It's fine. I just don't think I'd like to live on my own. I could do it, probably. I could probably do it. I just don't know if I would like to live on my own. So I'm quite happy at home with my family and my dog. Mostly my dog, but also my family. Number 17, I am an only child. I don't have any brothers, I don't have any sisters, I don't have half brothers, I don't have half sisters, I don't have step siblings, I have nothing. My parents are still together, they had me and they thought I was perfect, so they decided not to have any more. I'm just kidding. That's sort of true. Fact number 18. My favourite movie of all time. It's kind of weird. It's not really weird, but I don't know why. If someone ever asks me what my favourite movie is, this is the first movie that comes to my head, so I'm assuming that it must be my favourite movie. But my favourite movie is The Dark Knight, the Batman movie by Christopher Nolan. I don't know why it's my favourite movie. It's just one of those movies that I've watched countless times. I just love it. I love the soundtrack. I love Hans Zimmer so much. It's just one of my favourite movies. I also love Moulin Rouge, The Great Gatsby, Inception. I love musicals, I love Chicago, and I love The Lion King. The Lion King is probably my favourite Disney movie of all time. I just love it. Fact number 19. My favourite Disney princess is probably Belle, although I feel like she might be a little bit problematic. Bear with me, bear with me. I just love her. She doesn't care what people think about her. They thought she was a little bit weird. Her love for books, she's great. We all wanted to be given a library. I love the music from Beauty and the Beast.
It's a little bit weird when you really think about it that she fell in love with a beast.
Stockholm Syndrome, but at the same time, overlooking all that, I love Belle. I love her. I just love her. I love her so much. She's probably my favourite Disney princess, even if they are all a little bit problematic at some points. I probably relate to her the most because I love books. That's about it. Is this number 20? I don't even know. My favourite song of all time, I think. Again, like The Dark Knight, if someone asks me what's your favourite song, this is the first song that pops into my head, and it is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. I love it. It's one of those songs, I love it, but I feel like it's not one I would listen to like all the time. It probably wouldn't be my desert island disc because I would probably get bored of it. I love Lana Del Rey. She's one of my favourite singers. I love her music. I love Young and Beautiful, Ride.
I've been out on that open road.
Wow, I cannot sing.
You can be my full-time daddy, white gold.
I love her music. I just love it. I love her. I also love Taylor Swift. Folklore is an amazing album. I'm obsessed with it. It's probably the first album I've bought in years. I actually bought it because I loved every single track on it. It's the best. I love it. I love Exile. I love Betty. I love the beat. Love it. I love it so much. Oh, bless them. I just watched somebody run from the bus. Poor soul. They got it. They got on it. Number 21. I hope. I have been keeping a diary since 2013. 2012. I remember it was just my granny gave me this set. I think she intended for me to give it to my mum because I had nothing for my mum for her birthday. This is so selfish. This is so selfish. It was my mum's birthday. It's coming up. And I didn't have her anything, and my granny said to me, oh, I've got this little set, you could give it to her. I don't know how she had it, but she'd had it for a while. She's like, you can give it to her. And I was looking at it, and it had like a journal in it, it had like a diary, it had like an address book, a notepad, it had this cool, I'll show you, but it had this cool little thing here. It's like a kind of desk tidy, and you could put a little photo in the front. Everything had these kind of flower designs on it, and she totally intended for me to give it to my mum. And I was looking at it when I got home, and I was like, you know who would really like this?
Me!
Oh my god! This is so selfish! Oh! And so I kept part of it. I kept most of it, and I literally gave my mum the address book. Oh my god, I'm such a bad daughter. I gave her like the address book. I don't even know if I gave her the pen. I probably kept it for myself too. I literally kept like about 3/4 of it. I literally gave her the address book out of it, and I kept everything. That's so bad. I started writing in it, and I wrote a page every single day. And it was the first time I actually, maybe because I was a bit older, whatever I would be, 12, 13, 14 maybe, I kept it up. Normally, like when I was younger and you'd get like diaries, like cute little diaries, I would write in them, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna write them every day, and then I would forget. They'd just get started, then they'd be abandoned, and then maybe I'd start again. But this was the first time that I actually wrote in it, and I made sure I wrote in it every single day. I would write at night, just a page, whatever was just in my mind at the moment, what I'd done that day, song lyrics, movie quotes, any kind of quote, just anything I felt like. And I've been keeping it up ever since, and I wrote in it every single day. And I've gone through so many notebooks. I'm currently using this one, which says my voice went really high there. The journey of life is a long, fascinating dance, so start dancing. And it's really cute. It's got the gold edges, and I'm getting through it. I only have like this much to go, but I've been keeping up with it, writing a page every day. Sometimes I'll write 2 pages. Sometimes I haven't written very much and it's only like half the page. And times where like maybe I've stayed away from home and then I've come back and I've had to like write several entries, but I don't mind, I always do it. So I think they'll be good to look back on at some point in my life when I'm older. Maybe I should read them someday for a video, but I think it'd be kind of, not only would it be embarrassing, there's probably not anything exciting in them. Like I don't actually tend to write like secrets in them for some reason. I think I'm always fear of somebody like coming upon them. I don't really write like secrets or anything in them, so they're not that exciting, but they'll be okay for me to look back. Even like this year, like you would think like a diary written during a pandemic would be so exciting, but all it is just me saying, I woke up at 10 today, I went for a walk, I wrote a little bit, I read for a little bit, and that was my day. You would not think that I want to be an author someday. 22! I'm nearly there. I'm so nearly there. Number 22. Let's get intimate for a moment. Let's get let's get to know each other. Let's get to know each other a little bit better. I have never been in love, and I've only ever been in one relationship my entire life. I was never the sort of girl in high school to have like a boyfriend, you know, probably because of my shyness. I didn't really talk to people outside of my friendship circle. So probably because of my shyness, I never ever had like a boyfriend at school. I never even talked to any boys at school. My friends would get boyfriends and talk to them and then break up with them after like a couple of weeks, but not me. Not me. I had my first kiss when I was like, I want to say 17, but I could have been 18 actually. Somewhere between 17 and 18. I'm not even 100% sure who it was with. I can't remember. I'm like torn between two boys. I can't remember which one it was. And I didn't have my first boyfriend until just a few years ago. 2 years ago? Was I 22? It was a couple of years ago, and it only lasted for like 4 months. Looking back, I definitely feel like I didn't know how to act at all in a relationship. It was weird, and definitely I think my shyness came through a lot and affected it. I didn't know how to act. So awkward. It was so awkward. I sometimes feel like I've treated him more like a friend than a boyfriend, but oh well. But I've never been in love. No shade to that boy, but I've never been in love. There's definitely times where I probably thought I was in love with like different boys that I was speaking to. It's maybe even just the creativity within me. If I then maybe started talking to somebody, my mind wanders and I think of our wedding day and the kids we'll have and what we'll do when we're older. And it's like, it's not so much that I'm a psycho. I just genuinely am such like I'm an overthinker, and I always just like make up scenarios in my head, as most people probably do. I hope it's not just me. So I think sometimes you fall in love with the dream of the idea of a person rather than the person itself. So I've definitely never been in love. I've definitely been in love with the idea of someone. I just need a boy. I just need a man. I just need a man. That's all I need. What fact are we on now? 23? I'm nearly there. 23. 23. I used to love gaming when I was younger. I had like a PS2, a Wii. I loved my Wii. I used to play like The Sims, but I never played like lots of games. I play like a select few. And nowadays I don't even play The Sims. The only game I still play is World of Warcraft. It's been in my life for 8 years now, 8 or 9 years, I'm not quite sure. I love it so much, and despite playing for all this time, I am still an absolute noob at the game. I don't really like telling anybody that I play or that I've played for so long, because chances are they're better than me and they know what they're doing a lot more. I get by doing what I do. I'm in it for the lore. Like, I'm a lore questing kind of gal. When it comes to games, I just love like getting involved with doing all the quests and like reading all the dialogue and stuff. I'm here for the story. I am mostly Horde, or I was anyway, until the last expansion. I was always mostly Horde. Sylvanas Winona was like my favourite character, and I guess I'm mostly Alliance now. I've mostly been playing Night Elves and Void Elves. I guess I'm mostly Ally now. And the final fact, number 24 of my 24 random facts about me for my 24th birthday, is my favourite book of all time is... honestly, I don't even know. I have absolutely no clue what my favourite book is. I'm a book lover and I don't even have a favourite book. But when you read so much, and you read a lot of shit, but when you read so much, I think it's hard to pick a favourite. I really love Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. I love The Hate You Give. I love The Book Thief. Everything I Never Told You. I love The Doll Factory. That was a recent read. I love The Binding. I could not honestly pick one. I love books.
I don't want to make some of these too obvious. Like, I'm not going to be like, yes, in fact, number 1, I really like to read.
So, thank you so much for watching this video. Happy birthday to me. And I shall see you all in my next video, whatever that may be.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday.